Hello.
Hello, my name's Cherry Hornsby.
And my name is Simon Hall.
And we're here today to share with you something that has helped both of us independently to become financially secure and able to work flexibly working from home.
For me, I came from a traditional business background, which I had through my teens, 20s and 30s. So what I was used to, that sort of life, was high investment, working very, very long hours, and of course getting income as well. But what I realised very quickly, I was also time starved. So what I then did was search other ways in which to develop an income that would work for me, and also to have career progression at the same time. But it wasn't until 5 years ago that I came across Forever Living that I really got what I was looking for. It ticked many, many of my boxes. So today I do have that regular income, I work that flexible lifestyle, and I do also enjoy doing what I do. How about you, Cherry?
Well, different to you, Simon. I was born and brought up on a farm. I earned my living in a variety of ways, the most exciting one being a pilot. What I discovered, though, was that I didn't really have any career progression or security, long-term security. Well, I thought long-term security with any of those jobs that I did, and I almost always had a little something else going on the side, a little buying and selling of something. So I've always been a little bit entrepreneurial. Now, I fell into Forever a little bit by accident. I would love to say it was good luck and judgment, but it wasn't. It was actually accident, and came across this company when we had a very young family, and I have to say it's turned out to be a really happy accident.
So the following presentation is going to tell you a little bit more about the company's history, its background, also about the products, and really how they've underpinned the success of this global company over the last 38 years.
Yeah.
And finally,
how we can earn an income, all of us working at our own speed, independently working from home.
You can't change your life if you don't change your thinking. That's quite a provocative statement, isn't it? But whilst we're going through the presentation, remember that your mind is very similar to a parachute. It really only works when it's open.
Now, we all face challenges in our life, and certainly as the economy has grown, then it creates new challenges. But certainly when I experienced a job, for example, I witnessed a lot of these. My hours were working longer, not necessarily for more pay, for about the same amount of pay. But I also noticed, of course, the commutes were getting longer too. I used to spend lots of time just staring at the bumper of the car in front, stuck in traffic jams, thinking there's just got to be a better way in which to have a career. Job security? Well, certainly when I started my career many years ago now, I wouldn't say we had a job for life, but certainly it felt a lot more secure than what it is these days, with 0-hour contracts or very short contracts to actually work by. You can't plan your life on that. Now, I have had a variety of jobs, all have had pensions parts to them, but they don't add up to an awful lot, unfortunately. And the pension options now, even in 10 years' time, will be a lot less. So it doesn't look very positive out there for the most people looking in the world of today.
But at the same time, we all have needs. Now, for many of us, we just like a bit more style in our life. Time to do the things we've always wanted to, perhaps time to travel. Financial independence, having been through the mill, as many people have in their life, the ups and downs of financial favours, I understand exactly what it means to become debt-free, and it's a great, great feeling. And being well on the way towards total financial independence. It sounds an ambitious goal, but it's totally achievable. A new way of working, well, I think more and more people are realising that working from home is so much easier and so much more time effective, and much easier on your body. And success, whatever that means, is different for absolutely everybody. But I think that feeling at the end of the day that you've done a job well done and being recognised for doing it is a great feeling. And there's no doubt that this way of working leads to a much, much healthier lifestyle, because instead of, as Simon was talking about, being stuck in those traffic jams, it gives you time, for instance, to go for a good walk or take yourself off to the gym before coming home to work from home flexibly. And I think all of that adds up to a great big slice of peace of mind.
And this man on the screen you see in front of you, Rex Morn, is the man who started Forever over 38 years ago. It was founded in the States. It's also been a family company since day one, certainly with family values as well. And Rex has always set high standards, and that's why Forever are a world brand leader. But this mission statement, in fact the extract you can see here, is quite, I say, unusual, because things that are said within that mission statement I never come across before, really. With dignity was used, and integrity and empathy, and also fun. Because if you don't enjoy yourself, what's the point of doing it? But certainly in my forever life, I have a lot of fun, and I certainly feel valued, and I've done with my work with dignity too.
Okay, so the Forever story around the world. Well, we're a global company with offices in over 150 countries. And very nice they are too, by the way. We are cash rich and debt free. Well, nice work if you can get it, because this is not easy for an individual to become so, let alone a company the size of Forever. So our turnover exceeds $1.5 billion, and it's underpinned by some really very spectacular assets of well in excess of 1.5 billion. Now, Rex was a very wise man, and he surrounded himself by people he trusted and by people with industry experience. So we've got put together a really top-class management team who make a lot of the absolutely the right kind of decisions. So cash rich and debt free, as I mentioned earlier, and 35 years of consistent growth. This is quite an impressive track record, Simon.
Very impressive, Cherry. In the UK, we have seen some quite phenomenal growth over the last 5 years. As you can see, our current turnover is in excess of 135 million. That's actually represented over a 70% rise on the year before. But if you look on the right hand side of the screen there, our UK growth over the last 5 years is 348%. That's amazing for a company that was established in the UK in 1993 to see such growth levels. The two recognitions at the bottom of your screen on the right hand side, the Direct Sales Association and Investors and People, are also marks that the company are well respected within industry. In fact, Bob Parker sits on the board of the directors for the Direct Sales Association, and the Investors and People at Gold Standard, the company were awarded this for the training and development of the staff and workforce associated with Forever. And this is the reason why I joined the company 5 years ago.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about our product range that underpin this fantastic opportunity. Now, it's funny because Simon joined because of that Investors in People at the Gold Standard. I joined it because of the products. So let's just have a quick look at the overview of the product section, which is Forever is the world's largest grower of aloe vera. We grow about 80% of the world's cultivated aloe. We're also the world's biggest beekeepers. Now, Rex is quite a visionary man in so many different ways, but we've been green from day one, so we've never used insecticides, pesticides or fertiliser. Our loyal workforce harvests the crop by hand to do the minimum amount of damage to both the soil and the plants themselves, as they last quite a long time. Now, the stabilisation process that makes all of this possible is patented, so really nobody else can copy what we've got. So what we've got on offer really is superior quality products.
And Forever also got many recognitions of seals of approval for lots and lots of reasons, as you can see on the screen in front of you. First of all, the 60-day money-back guarantee. This is actually underwritten by Forever. And in fact, I can state that I've never had a product returned in my 5-year tenure with Forever at all. So it just shows that the customers really are satisfied with the quality of products that they're using. We're also animal friendly. Now, this is important because if we don't test on animals, we never have from day one, and neither do any other of our suppliers test on animals either. Very important. And all those seals of approval at the bottom, from the Aloe Science Council, the Islamic Society, Kosher and Halal, these are all marks of approval, which just goes to show how Forever have expanded internationally over that 30-plus year period, and also not just in faiths and cultures, but in those many governments as well.
So the areas that we have products within are predominantly health and wellness. I think everybody would like to experience more of both. Fitness and weight management has been a big growth area for us in the last few years. Beauty and cosmetics, the animal market, and home, and these product packs, and you can see one on the screen in front of you. Really good idea to have all the things you need in one place.
So who would buy them? Well, simply anyone. I'm sure everyone would like to look good and feel better, wouldn't you? So the customers, wherever you are, and we actually show you how to do this. It's a very simple way. But it's not just people with 2 legs. it's also animals with 4 or more legs as well, because our products can be safely used for animals.
So when I first joined Forever, I was very interested to find out about the pack that's on the screen in front of us right now. It's a mixture of daily care products and some of our drinks. You know, I had absolutely no belief in natural health when I got involved with Forever 21 years ago, but I completely understand how beneficial it can be to all of our health to be using quality products. And I suppose the question that ran through my mind is, would I use something like this? And the simple answer is, actually, they were already in my bathroom, and what I just needed to do was change over quite a few of these products. The drinks, that was a bit of a leap of faith, I've got to say, but that was what made me think, oh my word, this is really fantastic. I need to continue to take this forever and ever and ever, and have done. So how much was it all going to cost? We just recently lost a business and was very conscious of how much that had cost. And when I discovered that the cost was in fact £199.75, complete with a 14-day money-back guarantee, I thought, really, there's nothing to lose.
I can also remember, Cherry, that when I started my last traditional business, it cost me nearly £30,000. So for me, when I made that decision, I could see, at the very least, I'm going to be a much more healthier person. And of course, since joining, I've been a wealthier person too.
It's easy to imagine this is a stumbling block, but actually this is a stepping stone to enormous advantages and wealth, as you'll see in just a moment.
So we're now going to talk about our income opportunities. It really is also fair to mention, with our Managing Director Bob Parker on the screen in front of you, what he's pointing out here, there is nothing in life such as a free lunch. Everything you're going to see on the screen has been taken from our company payroll. That's the first thing. And the secret or missing ingredient is you and a bit of hard work. But certainly if you're prepared to knuckle down and work hard, everything you're just about to see is certainly achievable.
Okay. So I was very interested to find out that a lot of those marketplaces were growth sectors, because it doesn't matter how good you are at a business that's in decline, you're going to have to get better and better and better at sales. But in a growing marketplace, it's much more word of mouth, recommendation, and more people becoming interested in what we have. See the size of the UK marketplaces. They are absolutely enormous, and right now we're really only scratching the scratch.
So the first way we actually develop an income is by simply supplying customers. Our model is much more based on the Amazon model. So we don't have a shop front, we don't keep stock, and we don't have staff. But what we do provide are consumable products. So we're looking to have a repeat customer trade. And these customers can be found anywhere. As you can see, some very good examples on the screen in front of you.
What Simon's just said is so important, because unique consumable products, niche market, that you can't buy on the high street, really this is a bit of a dream ticket. Now the basic markup on our retail department is 30%, so imagine you looking after your own retail customers with the help of an e-commerce site that Forever give us, and looking after, on average, 20 to 30 customers. That's exactly what I do on a month-to-month basis. It probably takes me 10 to 15 hours per month, because I actually speak to my customers on a monthly basis and make sure that they're all well and they're getting what they want from the products, or perhaps want to do something different. And that usually earns me somewhere between £200 to £400, which I know isn't much, but it isn't much time either. So in terms of minimum wage, actually this looks quite attractive as our small business opportunity.
This can be done both online and offline, can't it?
That's right, exactly.
So the second way we actually develop an income is by developing a team, so multiplying your time. So you can imagine yourself in the middle, and we simply do some very simple things within Forever. We use the products ourselves, as Cherry's covered, so we become our own best customer. We then share the products, have some customers themselves, and then we teach others to do the same. So just imagine for one moment we can find 2 other people who would like to do the same as you. Straight away on the right hand side of the screen you can see an extra 40 customers, and your team was also multiplied. This is where your time starts to multiply as well. Now this part of the marketing plan is where you start to obviously expand your time a bit. You're working between 10 to 20 hours per week, but that's it, because it's about a lot of people doing a little bit. So we can teach those 2 people to do the same as you, use the products, share the products, and also find 2 other people to teach. Let's see how it starts to multiply out. So you can quite clearly see on the right hand side of the screen your customers are increasing, and of course your team are also increasing. Now you typically got a team of about 30 members in your team, 600 customers, and certainly, as Cherry had mentioned before, I think it would take more than 10 to 15 hours per month to look after that many. But of course, it's about everybody doing a little bit, and by everybody doing a little bit, you can expect to earn an income on your team turnover, and Forever will pay you between £800 to £2,000 per month. So simply it says, help more, earn more, but it doesn't stop there.
It certainly doesn't, Simon. And the reason that Forever are able to pay us these kind of bonuses is precisely because they don't have a shop front, as you put it, or a high street presence. So instead of the money going into the system, it's being paid to the motivated individuals, which seems to be a great way to do business to all of us. So let's imagine now I get a bit more ambitious. Instead of knowing just 2 people who'd like to earn some extra income, do you think you could perhaps might find another 3 and make it a nice round 5? So let's use that model. We're entering the perfect world, of course, the 5 who find 5, and just look at the exponential growth that happens by using that slightly larger number and teaching and training that to your team to do the same thing. So the 5 become 25, that's where we were on the last slide, become 125, and times it by 5 becomes 625. That is a huge team, and yet the amazing thing is you found 5 yourself, and you probably helped those 5 in some way, shape or form get their 25 started. Incredible, isn't it? And an income from a team of that size is many thousands, as we'll see in just a moment. 15,500 customers. Now, how many high street names would we still have for people going back month after month buying consumable products?
And of course, as you've developed your own business, you're also helping other people to develop businesses as well. And what we'll be developing is your third stream of income, your royalty style income. So just imagine for one moment if you've written a book or written a song. Of course, sale or playing of those things, you will get a small royalty style. Well, with Forever, where we actually develop leaders within our group, managers, we also will get paid a royalty income. And this royalty income is paid to us not just 1 month, but paid for every month for the rest of our life. In fact, it is also willable. And these managers can be developed in the UK, and in fact, much further afield as well, right across the world.
So what is the potential income that you could earn from Forever? I mean, perhaps by now, like myself when I first saw this, I can remember thinking, wow, there's really quite a lot of money to be made from a system like this. Perhaps I should make more effort to get my head around this. So as a manager, that's somebody who's got a team of about 30, looking after 20 customers each, so probably there's about 600 customers in there. Forever will pay you, on average, £20,000 per annum. But don't forget, that's before you add in any of the incentives, which we've yet to look at. So can you just click it on one, Simon? Okay, so senior manager is somebody who's helped 2 people get to that all-important manager position, and it's worth about £35,000 per annum. And this, remember, is still very part-time. Perhaps by the time you get to soaring manager, somebody who's helped 5 people get to the manager position, you might be thinking, time I took this a bit more seriously and put more time to it and went full-time. Now, a sapphire manager is somebody who has helped 9 frontline managers get to the manager position. Now, actually, I'm a sapphire manager and achieved that position in 8 years and have been receiving a royalty business on those businesses ever since. And it's produced a very, very solid business. But it's not the end of the story. A diamond sapphire is somebody who's helped 17 people get to the manager position, £200,000 per annum, working on that one. And finally, we have one diamond manager couple in the UK, but around the world there are masses of diamond managers. That's somebody who's helped 25 people get to that manager position. Now remember, this is in your time. There's no set time in which to achieve these goals, and many of the people who've joined Forever and gone on to do really well have started out either as graduates or many when they've actually already retired. Mad, isn't it? But absolutely true.
And there are more incentives and opportunities within Forever. It doesn't stop just at the income. This is just one of more of those incentives. This is Forever to Drive. This is where the company, in fact Rex, will give us an extra income of up to £6,300 a year. Most people will go and buy a car, but in fact you can choose to spend that money on whatever you wish. Isn't it a nice thought that you're just getting extra money just for simply using the products? supplying some customers and helping other people to do the same.
There's also an opportunity to travel. Every year, Forever put on 2 travel incentives to some really lovely destinations around the world. Over the last 21 years, I've experienced about 20 of these fantastic holidays. And Simon, you and I together have been to Phoenix,
We have.
Hawaii.
We've also been to Singapore last year, a great stay in San Francisco,
That's right.
and this year we're going to...
Yeah, Johannesburg. In fact, it's only in about 2 weeks' time, isn't it?
It is wonderful. And I never experienced that before either.
And you get treated like you're really a really important guest. It's fantastic. Luxury hotels, which you can really get used to, may I add, and they give us some spending money as well, because whilst they look after us most of the time and feed us and entertain us and tell us all about new products and so on, occasionally we do go out for meals by ourselves, and this is what the spending money's for. In fact, often you come back with more than you went.
And at these global events is when you get an opportunity to receive one of these cheques. You see, Forever is a private company. There are no shareholders, and Rex is very generous by giving back some of the profits from the company. This is simply, they're called Chairman's Bonus now, and these cheques start around about £2,500. And the top cheque you can see on the screen is by this lady here, Jane Leach, in the middle of the screen there, with a cheque of over $1 million. Now that is pretty impressive. But
It's a lot of money, isn't it?
It is, but 22 years ago, Jerry, she had nothing. She had just bills. She had 2 children. She was a single mum, and how the times have changed.
Yes.
And it all goes down to just putting a bit of hard work and being consistent. And you too could get one of these. And I know you picked up quite a few of these, Cherry, haven't you?
Yes, I've been very fortunate. I've worked consistently over the years, and I've been fortunate enough to receive 10 of these Chairman's Bonus cheques. I have to say, I haven't quite got to the £1 million cheque stage yet, but it certainly does make a big difference to your annual income, and this is simply by applying the formula and working at it.
So how do we build a team? Well, just like customers, potential team members are also everywhere. I talk to people on a day-to-day basis who want to change their life, whether it's an additional income or simply a replacement income, new career, or just a healthier lifestyle or more time with their family. They're just looking to improve. So we are literally just surrounded by people. So we simply work by a very simple system of how to help.
Exactly right. Listening out for people's needs, and if it's appropriate, speaking to them and making an appointment to contact and show them a little bit more information. Now, if people like what you're showing them, and you don't have to show them everything, you just have to show them a little bit to kindle an interest, now they might like to listen into a business presentation like this one. We also have them live all over the United Kingdom, so people can go along and actually meet a group of people, see the presenters and actually size it up for themselves. And what's really important and what's different about our business is when you get involved with it, there's somebody standing by to help you get started. That is their task. So you'll settle down and have probably one of the most important meetings of your life.
And that cycle looks exactly like this. Is our business building cycle. And what I would say to you, if you want to build a business really quickly, you go around here probably once a day. If you want to take your time, maybe once a month or less than that. But it's your choice. And it's a very simple system, a very duplicatable system to follow, because it's all there. All you need to do is to put some time to it and to work in energy, and you can start to build a business too. Now, we have a variety of people from all walks of life, and these are just some of our team members, Cherry, aren't they?
Absolutely.
As you can see, there's no one particular type of person. You don't have to be male or female or any particular profession. It's, as we said at the bottom of the screen, it doesn't matter where you come from. What matters is where you want to go. So we're now going to introduce you to some presentations and testimonials from some of our team members.
Hello, my name's Daisy Hornsby. My background is that I'm a business studies graduate. I currently work for a renewable energy company. Whilst I enjoy my job, I realise that I do not have the time and the flexibility to be able to pursue my passion, which is eventing. I'm hoping, I know that Forever is going to enable me to have the time, the flexibility and the income to pursue this passion further.
Hi, my name's Lisa Harris-Deans. My background is driving. I once ran a very successful driving school until the first of my 2 gorgeous boys came along. I decided to become a stay-at-home mum because my priorities completely changed. I was very lucky to be in a position which I could do this. But then shortly after my second son came along, our world was completely rocked. I was diagnosed with postnatal depression and anxiety. This became a very big shock to me because I was a very sociable and successful person at the time. Also, during the time of my recovery, my husband got threatened with redundancy. And this again became quite a shock to us because we had great faith in the company that he'd been working for 13 years. We then decided to change our thinking. We then decided to start looking elsewhere for work once my recovery was over and I finally was better. Thankfully, my husband was not made redundant, but I still felt that I needed to start providing for the family again. I started to look for work, but the ideal job was not out there. What I wanted was the flexibility to fit in around my children. The idea of going back as a driving school was not an option. One, it was going to be very costly, which we now could not afford to start a new business again. And secondly, I was going to have to work evenings and weekends, and to me that is my family time with my boys and my husband. So I kind of almost gave up and decided to looking for actual full-time employment. And then Forever came my way, just at the right time. And what Forever has actually given me is given me the flexible working which I wanted to fit in around my family. I get to go and do all the school plays, the school runs, and if my child's poorly, I can go and pick them up and have them at home and still continue to work. It's given me the extra cash which our family needed. But most of all, Forever has given me the personal development which I still needed at the end of my recovery. And for that, I am truly forever grateful.
Hello, my name is Tracy King. My background is in banking and most recently in retail. Although I enjoy my job in retail, I don't get the chance to spend quality time with my children as it's long hours and also working weekends. However, fortune came my way in the form of Forever Living, and now I can see that I can have the flexibility and the quality of life to spend time with my children, and also I have the opportunity to change my destiny.
Hi everyone, my name is Amanda Drake-Worth. 38 years ago I was involved in a very serious motorbike accident which left me with a permanent disability, but today I'm really happy I've partnered with this global international company who really have changed my life and that of my family's. My background is in the secretarial field. I worked in a bank for 19 years and unfortunately I was made redundant as the bank went into liquidation, so I decided to go and work for Royal Mail. And I absolutely loved the job until the day I was called in the office and the manager said I couldn't have time off for my cleft daughter's operation. So with no hesitation I decided to leave and I started training as a driving instructor and opened up my own driving school. But I was ever mindful of the fact that the hours were unsociable and my leg was becoming worse. So I was always looking around for a company that could offer me more, and that is when Forever found me. Well, Forever has given me so much. I now have freedom, flexibility. I absolutely love working with dynamic and committed people, and the ethics of the company are really great. I have so much respect and recognition on a daily basis, and I talk to people worldwide.
So, what are the benefits of building a business with Forever? After what you've heard, I dare say now it's pricked your interest and you're looking really carefully now. Now, remember that Forever is a 38-year-old company. So it's a proven business model. Proven business model. All we have to do is learn to master that model for ourselves. It offers an uncapped income potential, so nobody from Forever will ever be ringing you up saying, do you know what, you're just earning too much money. Far from, they're keen for you to do as well as you can. That income is willable, so it goes on long after you do. And to be able to work in this wonderfully flexible way, so it might be that you work whilst your children are at school, or it might be that you work in the evenings after you've done your day's work in your job. It might be that you choose to work mornings or around your other commitments. There's full training and support, both from your own team, our team, and we have a very robust blueprint, both online and offline. But the company themselves have fantastic trainings with experts at our head office and out around the regions. And although recognition and appreciation might not sound like much, I think it makes us all feel, it's so nice to feel valued, and it's lovely to have a pat on the back when somebody says, well done.
So, will Forever work for you? Well, this is a very simple but quite a important checklist that you need to go through. You do need to take it seriously and put that time and effort in. So that cost of starting with Forever, £199.75, you need to think it costs £199,000, not just £199, because you need to put the time and effort in as if it cost you everything you had. Take it very, very seriously. You need to be self-motivated, willing to work closely and learn from others. So simply, we already have the blueprint. All we need now is for you, for your time and energy to put into it. Don't try to recreate the wheel, whatever you do. Of course, embrace change. Tell everyone what you're doing. I'm sure if you were opening up a shoe shop, you would tell everyone then, wouldn't you? And finally, you need to be willing to think big, dream big and set goals, because this is what will motivate you to do this business for you. Remember, you may be in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself.
Absolutely, there's a helping hand all the way along the line. So how do we actually get started? What are the next steps? Okay, well, then what we need to do now is to get ourselves registered with Forever. This can be done online, or it can also be done in the good old-fashioned paper. And we need to get our hold of one of those businesses in a box. So that will allow us to try the products for ourselves. Remember, it has that 14-day cooling off period. And, it's easy to recommend something that you actually think is really good. I think we've all been surprised by using the products ourselves. And it also comes complete with all the literature that you're going to need to get your business started. So I would just say, a bit like Christmas Day, dive in. And then be sure to book your planning meeting with the person who's introduced you to the business. And if they're very new in the business, do you know what? Somebody with a lot more experience will be coming along to help you as well. Now, this will be the start of your own personal blueprint, because everybody's varies and is slightly different. But don't ever underestimate the volume of help that's going to be at hand to give you a helping hand along the way, if you can motivate yourself to do what you need to do.
So, we've already seen this slide from earlier in the presentation, which Cherry did cover. But maybe now you can see something in it for yourself, whether it's lifestyle, financial independence, or a new way of working, or simply to have success, or being healthy. Or maybe it's a variety of all of them, or every one in fact. But it does give you and can provide you with peace of mind that you are in control of your own destiny.
Very much so. So really we're back to that lovely picture of our head office, Longbridge Manor, our headquarters in the UK. And I challenge you to change your thinking, because when you change your thinking, everything else starts to change alongside it. Your action starts to change, and it can completely change your entire life.
So,
Can you see what we can see?
for the next step, we're going to leave our contact details at the end of this video.
Or maybe you've been given it by one of our team members, in which case get back to the person who got in touch with you and shared these links with you.
Thanks for watching.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.